So today we're going to talk about how to multiply fractions. So the first thing you want to do when you multiply your fractions is if you have two fractions that can be reduced in any way, you want to go ahead and do that. So instead of negative 22, since it's a monomial divided by a non-monomial, we can divide 2 into that, which is 1, and we can divide 2 into 22 and get 11. So now what we can do is reduce across. So, we can reduce these 17s too, because 17 over 17 is just 1. So now we can reduce across. So D, if I were to multiply these two, because we multiply top over top, top times top, and bottom times bottom, then this D and this D would cancel out, just like when we multiply normal fractions, and we get 9 over 2. This 2, we divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 3, divide by 3, and we just get 6. So it's the same kind of thing. And then this D would cross out with one of these D's, because D squared is really just D times D. So then on top, we have CD over 1 times C squared. So now we multiply across, and we get C cubed D over 1, which is just the same thing as C cubed times D. So we're just going to do some examples practicing for this. So when it's just monomials like this, you can cancel diagonally. So this Z is going to cross out with one of these Z's, this X with one of these X's, and this Y with this Y. So then we get X over Z, and that's all that's left. But when we get to, well, actually, this one's not a very good example, because you see how we're multiplying by a minus 1 over a minus 1? Well, that's the same thing as multiplying by 3 over 3. 3 over 3 just equals 1. So when we multiply these two, we're really just multiplying by 1. So we still get a squared minus 4 over a squared minus 1. Now we're going to factor the top and bottom and see if any of these factors cancel, because whenever we multiply fractions or divide fractions, we want to leave them in the most simplified form possible. So these are both difference of squares. So this is x minus 2, or a plus 2, over a minus 1, a plus 1. Now none of these factors will cancel, so we're just going to leave it like this, and that's our final answer. So when we get an example like this, where we're multiplying fractions that have polynomials, we're going to divide first. Or, I'm sorry, we're going to factor our fractions first. So if we factor this, we can factor a 3 out. We get x minus 2 over, and we factor 6 out of the bottom, x plus 1. Times, and we're going to factor the top, and we're going to get an x times an x. 2 is divisible only by itself in 1, so we know that this has to be 2 here and a 1 here. Since the middle term's positive and the last term's positive, these are both going to be pluses. Now this is, since this is a negative 3, x is going to have the exact same factors, but they're going to have different signs. So now we look on top and bottom and see if any of these factors will cancel. Since they won't, we can cancel this 3, because 3 divided by 3 is 1, 3 divided by 6 is 2. Now we can cancel diagonally. So this x plus 1 will cancel with this x plus 1. This x minus 2 will cancel with this x minus 2, and we'll be left with x plus 2 over 2 x minus 1. Now when you want to leave your answers in the most simplified version, you're going to want to distribute this 2 and write this as x plus 2 over 2x minus 2. And that's actually all we're going to do with multiplying fractions. But make sure you come back and watch our next lesson, which is going to be dividing fractions.